What's good? It is Sam here, and tonight I wanted to talk about how we actually predicted Beto O'Rourke would be the next that is dropping out of the presidential campaign race. But we're going to take a look at some data, and then we're just going to jump into how we actually predicted that. So, if this is your first time here, what's good? My name is Sam, and for those of you who are returning, it's good to freaking see you. Now, with that being said, let's get into it. So we've got Google Trends up here, and this website tracks all the search terms on Google. So every time somebody searches for anything on Google, this tracks it, and then you get to see the volume of those searches. So you put in a key search term, and it pulls up the volume associated with that. And so what we did is we have Beto, because I feel like O'Rourke or O'Rourke or whatever the last name is probably much more challenging for a lot of people to spell. So I put in Beto. And we can see that there's a giant spike here, as in he just dropped out of the race over time, right? And it's an increase sustained. This is over the past day. And when we jump over to YouTube, probably to see something very similar. Yeah, where Beto, the search term, is actually starting to increase over the last 24 hours, which is kind of interesting. Let's take a look at the 4-hour view here, because I want to see what that data looks like. Okay, pretty consistent. It looks like it might be coming down a bit, but okay, that's interesting. But then we came over to Twitter, and this is actually what got me going about it, is that when we press refresh, this is the latest under, and if you look over here, under the United States, number 2 trending overall, just behind WWE wrestling, is Beto. So there's a lot of, if you click on it, there's a lot of stuff where people are talking about him. And if you go to latest, like, it shows 2 seconds ago somebody tweeted about it. Another 2 seconds ago, 2 seconds ago, 2 seconds ago, 3 seconds ago. So there's a voluminous amount of people who are talking about this right now. And now let's go over to what we were actually talking about, us predicting this. So we run a power ranking where we take a look at the search volume like we did in the first place, but we stack rank all the candidates 1 through 12 in this case, or 10, how it used to be. And we've been doing this since August. And originally, Beto O'Rourke ranked 10 on the 31st of August based upon their search volume for his name relative to everybody else. So I stack ranked them 1 through 10, who had the most search volume, who had the least amount of search volume. And we can see that Beto came in 10 for the entire month of September. And then on 10/21, when I did it again, he came in 12th. And I added 2 additional names. So he is not doing good at all. And then we did the same thing that we did on Google, but we did with the YouTube search volume. And we can see here that Beto O'Rourke was 10th on 9/1, 10th on 9/16, and 10th on 9/21. And when we did it again the other day on the 21st, he was 12th. So we kind of already called this. If you watch back some of my other videos, I even mentioned that we would probably see him dropping out next, or Amy Klobuchar, however you say her name. Anyway, so the next one is their website ranking, and we can see that here his website was actually better. It was ranked number 8 first time we did it, then improved slightly. When we added 2 additional candidates, we can see that the time period of 3 weeks here, that he lost a lot of ground and moved up to 10th here, but still in the very tail end of what's happening. Then we did the similar ranking of everybody's Facebook page based upon the growth and number of likes and whatnot. And we've done this 3 times. Beto was not bad in the top 5, and then just like ran into a brick wall, like completely got destroyed, and nobody's talking about him at all. I don't know what happened, but just zero interest. Then on Twitter, the same exact thing in terms of us ranking. He was ranked 3rd in a few of these, and then 10th. So it's kind of interesting to see how this is all. The data, what we're doing here is trying to understand what is going on that goes further than some talking head on some legacy like NBC or CBS or CNN or something like this, to really try to understand the data. And that's what we're doing through taking a look at this. So we did the same thing on YouTube next, and we can see a losing trend here from 9/5/2019. He was ranked 8th. Then 2 weeks later, roughly, he was ranked 9th. And then a month later, he was ranked 11th. So he was just losing ground on multiple fronts. Then we took a look at the donations. And this was actually very surprising to me when I did this yesterday. And this video, I think, was just released before this. So if you want to check it out, just press that link, that face picture of me, back to the channel and check out this video. But what we see is that he was ranked 7th out of 12. So he really wasn't bad in terms of donations, but this is, I think, one of the reasons that he mentions why he is dropping out, because of financing and whatnot. So it goes to show, and I have no idea what any of these candidates are talking about or anything. I don't pay attention to what they're saying. I have no context for any of this, but you have to be good, right? But you also have to know how to use your money in an intelligent manner to get the highest ROI. And it would be interesting to take a look at the campaign decisions to get a better understanding of the thinking that took place early on and throughout the campaign, to understand where they thought the ROI would be, and if he was good enough. You know what I mean? Maybe he just wasn't good enough. I have no idea. But if you guys enjoy these videos, make sure you press that subscribe button. Press that thumbs up button. It really does help out the YouTube channel tremendously. It helps with the YouTube algorithm. And if you enjoy, like, the essence of what we're trying to do here is trying to understand, like, what America is thinking, and not off of some subjective person's opinion or a poll of like 700 people or 2,000 people. Like, we want to know what actually America's thinking, not just like a several thousand people. And I think what we're doing here is exactly that. And if you agree with that, then share this video with somebody else. That will also not only help get this message out by sharing it with this other person, but help with the YouTube algorithm so that this type of video will show up in front of more people. So I would thank you if you do that. Peace the fuck out.